Environmental Frenzy.
Swinging with both. No. It is a chain whirler. Down to 7. Now swinging with both. Probably doesn't have the same effect now.
Correct. Interesting. So here's John's going to do something. The Golem's going to fight the Phylactery Lich. And that allows it to flip. And now he's got an endless string of golems. I personally would have just waited on that. I think drawing cards with those treasures is super important.
Yeah.
I don't know if he feels like he doesn't have the time to be drawing those cards because of, you know, the impending doom.
Oh, he's got time. He's got 2 contempts in hand now.
Yeah.
So he's got nothing but time as long as he
A lot of contempt.
sequences everything right.
Not for his fellow man or anything. He's a pretty decent guy. Did he sacrifice another treasure?
Sacrificing more treasure for thematic compasses.
Says go and flips the thematic compass. So this is one that flips into a Maze of Ith, right?
Yep.
So this can nullify Tony's attack. So Tony is on drawing Burn off the top of his deck. Here comes the attack. One of these guys is going to get blocked. 2 more are going to get thematic compassed.
Or make it a guy.
Here's a gentleman. 1 artifacty gentleman. Are they 4/4 golems?
They are 4/4s.
It's interesting, the golems on the plane of Ixalan way better than the golems on the plane of Ravnik, or on Mirrodin. Mirrodin golems were only 3/3s.
True. But they were much more abundant.
There was a lot of them. Foundries upon foundries of them.
Not as good a limited card as the Golem Maker on Ixalan, though.
Correct. That Golem Maker on Mirrodin was marginal at best.
Why are we up?
Puts John to 4. Puts John to 1. All right, he's at 1.
You got him to 1, Tony.
You got him on notice.
I don't know why you do that during your main phase.
Neither do I. Maybe you just want to get him tapped low on land.
I don't think that really
Matters, yeah. Oh, here comes the beef.
Yeah, what are you afraid of? You got 2 Maze of Iths.
Lich, please.
Yup. Down to 11 for Tony.
There's 4 mana.
He's a Contempt. We'll go back up to 3.
Rescue Attempt puts him to 3. So that's not a big deal. I mean, Tony has 16 spells in his deck that deal 3 damage.
Yeah, he needs to draw them.
Yeah, he's got to draw one of them. There's the Lightning Strike.
Contempt my own Golem. Go up to 5 and then down to 2.
Ooh-wee. Shock me, Tony. Nope.
Make it another Golem.
We're going to attack for 9 again.
So put Tony down to 2. Means he has 1 turn to draw what he needs.
Yep. I like his chances. I mean, if we're just going to talk straight up percentages.
Down to 2.
I'm into it. 2 all. Deuces.
Off the top.
Uh-oh. That means Tony doesn't have it. He would have slammed it.
Yeah.
That's just the kind of player he is, but he's going to make him attack.
Oh, he's going to mountain him.
Mountain of defense.
Yep.
If I was John Roth, I would call this deck Lich, please, for sure. I mean, there's just no better name for it.
It's got a Lich in it. It doesn't have...
I don't know why I haven't thought of this and built a deck like this myself.
Lich's Mastery. You can even put Karn in this. Think of all that.
Oh, my God. Dude, is this the deck I want to build?
Do it.
So I got this Lich. I've got Lich's Mastery.
You don't play Lich's Mastery in this deck.
No?
Why would you?
I'm trying to think of a good...
Is the name Lich in it?
Well, okay, so...
Come on.
Lich's Mastery is a card with a lot of text on it. So I have to think about all that text. Give me 1 second.
Are you trying to just shoehorn Lich's Mastery into a deck? Is that what this is?
A little bit. A little bit of that. Okay, so it says, hexproof, you can't lose the game. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life you lost, exile a permanent you control, or a card from your hand or graveyard. When Lich's Mastery leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. So, it's good in this deck because...
Stop. Just stop it.
Alright, I'll quit. But yeah, I could play this deck. I don't know that I would have the Golem Foundry in it, or the whatever the Golem card is.
Okay. That's the card.
Golden Guardian.
The old Golden Guardian. Wasn't that a Hellboy movie?
Was it?
That was the
Hellboy, the Golden Guardian. And then the Goldforge Garrison. So the Goldforge Garrison isn't a horrible card.
No, it's good. Fixes your mana in your mono black deck.
And creates an endless stream of 4/4 Golden Guardians.
Yeah, you just get all the 4/4s for 4.
Yeah, I mean, you get like a card at a limited rate almost now. So 4/4 used to just be an unhuman rate to get, like...
Unhuman.
If they printed a rare that gave you 4/4 for 4s like 6 years ago, people would have been like, this is the best card there is. There's just no better card in Standard. But now it's very commonplace to have 4/4 for 4.
How many years ago?
So the last... Do you remember Loxodon Hierarch?
Yeah.
That card was, like, amazing.
It was okay.
And it was a 4/4 for 4 that had 2 colors in it. That card was very good.
It's okay.
It was the linchpin of certain decks.
The linchpin of certain decks.
Remember the Greater Good deck? That
the
card...
linchpin of decks.
That card, the Greater Good deck wouldn't have existed without Loxodon Hierarch to give you that life boost.
I mean, sure. It also wouldn't have existed without Greater Good.
Or Glare of Subdual.
There was another 4/4 for 4 in that same environment. It was even better.
What was that? You named some asinine card.
The Ghost Dad.
Oh, that card was horrible.
What?
No, that's... And here we're finding the difference between our two playstyles.
Ghost Dad, the deck Ghost Dad was the best deck in the format by a mile.
Right, by quite a margin. You're correct.
That card was very good.
Yeah, so you love...
Good cards. You're right. You got me.
You love big...
I'm biased.
You love big, complicated decks that, like, grind you out.
I mean, I like all kinds of decks. Big decks, little decks. It's what's inside that counts.
All right.
And what's inside needs to be good cards.
So...
Mountain!
Lich, please. How do I build this?
Well, you got a pretty nice start here. Just go out. Oh, man. John's already gaining life. The Fountain of Renewal. Shock you. So if they don't have creatures to shock, do you want to keep shocks in?
They do go on the chopping block depending on what I want to bring in. They're very good at turning on like your high spectacle count hands.
Okay.
So like turn 3, shock you, light up the stage, skewer the critics is a very good thing to be doing.
Yeah. Tony just had a shock skewer turn. Plays the third lane and passes. Man, John's going to gain all that life back. Tony can't be happy with that.
I think I need another good artifact to play.
Well, you'd be out of luck.
Yeah, I know. There aren't too many. I don't think Thematic Compass is where I want to be.
It's where I want to be.
Is it?
I just like that card. 3U.
Yeah, Tony to the head.
Down to 11. Up to 12. John scrides to the bottom. All right, what's in Tony's hand? Tony has 2 cards. What's John's play going to be? We're going to scry. Oh, no, we're drawing.
There we go. There's John with 4 lands.
4 lands. I think he has a Dreadshade in hand. I don't know why he's not deploying that, but
Yeah, so Dreadshade plus a swamp does not outlive a lava coil.
that's fine.
So that could be it.
It's not the end of the world. If he's like pointing his burning your creatures, and plus if you're Tony, if you have lava coils, they're probably the first thing that come out in this. You need to send everything
Right.
to the dome.
Yeah, and the other card I think I would want if I was Tony would be the big fat dragon. I'd want whatever hefty dragon boy you've got.
Skargan?
Skargan's fine. Varix is fine.
Yeah, Skargan Hellkite. It's pretty decent. Pretty decent one.
Here comes more basics. Here's 3. See if Tony's got any action here.
We'll make it 7.
Here's a boatload.
Yeah, 3 attacks at 7. Tony's done.
Yep. More land. Holy smokes. This is super unlucky from Tony's end.
He's got to light up the stage, Drew.
He's got another mount in here? Wow. The shuffler must be broken.
Means he kept a 4-lander.
Is this a...
Oh, we got a Flame of Keld.
Let's cast this one first.
Here's this. Here's Flame of Keld.
Oh no.
Discarding his hand of a mountain.
Here you go.
The draw through here will be pretty good.
So Flame of... This is interesting. Flame of Keld plus light up the stage is pretty neat.
Yeah.
You can light up the... You know, if you draw the light up the stage, you get to
Having a good
hang out for a while.
Slave of Keld would have been much better as a Frenzy, though.
Sure.
Jogging up to 13.
All right.
Land. Do we get a swing kill if we have a removal spell? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is Xaxes if he could get around this Pyromancer, but he can't. Tony has to block.
Yep. Tony can count. Takes care of the blocking business. Here comes more heat.
The transmogrifying wand.
You got it.
Making oxes.
Yep.
I don't think we're going to make any oxes.
All right. Draw. Draw, draw.
What do we got? Mountain. We got another creature.
It's not bad. If we got a creature we can block. Creatures
And another Flame of Keld.
do block. So I'd play the creature. And then I'd play the Flame of Keld, right?
Mm-hmm.
You discard your hand, and then next turn you're going to draw 2 cards. And
All of your red sources are going to deal extra damage.
deal extra damage, yeah.
Oh.
That's not good.
Nope, and I think John has done the math and knows that that is the game.
Is that the game over?
Gives him the old +10.
Give him the old razzle dazzle.
The old razzle dazzle, and that'll do it.
That'll do it. Well, that was a lot of lands for Tony Mason.
Yeah, he kept an opening hand 4, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that happens sometimes. I do like Flame of Keld. I mean, that's. So I know it's the worst of the card advantage engines for red in standard right now.
Yeah.
It's like from bottom to top. It's like Flame of Keld, Risk Factor, Experimental Frenzy, and you can debate about Risk Factor versus Experimental Frenzy on any given week.
Yeah.
But Flame of Keld is the funnest one.
The funnest.
It's the one. It's the go offiest. How's that?
The go offiest. We've made up 2 words to describe it.
Yeah.
Give me a real one.
Most entertaining.
Perfect. I would agree. The threat of dealing the double damage is a big deal.
Yeah, the little bonuses on the end of it, those are always fun. You get to, add it up.
Discarding your hand, always pretty sweet. You just get to chuck it.
It would have been great if I
Yeah, listen.
Who needs a hand?
Don't tell me you've never played a deck that wanted their hand in the graveyard. Because I know you have.
I want my deck in the graveyard, not necessarily my hand.
Listen, you've cast many a Faithless Looting.
Yeah.
Faithlessly.
Faithfully.
Faithless Looting.
Yes.
All right, so if you were going to play a tournament of great importance, what standard deck would you bring to the table this weekend?
Zorius aggro.
Okay, I don't hate that answer. It's a pretty nice one. The detention guys, pretty nice.
The detention guy is indeed pretty nice. I think it's very aggressive. I think it is aggressive on a different axis than mono blue or mono red, which is nice. We have 3 basically mono-colored decks
Sure.
as aggro decks in this tricolor format.
Yeah, really, really interesting how that worked out. I think,
The very powerful triple colored spells help from Dominaria.
yeah, those were a good nod. I like that balance.
Yeah.
I feel they used to try and string these sets together so that you wanted to play all the cards with each other, but this motif now where the sets have tension against each other,
Yeah, I like
much
that
better.
much better.
Much better.
Mono blue deck is very good. You might just be right playing mono blue again. It's very, very punishing.
Yeah, it doesn't let you stumble, and it doesn't let you get back in after a stumble.
No. Yeah, once you're out of that game, you're out of that game.
Right. So, really like that. I'll probably, if I do play the F&M, I'll probably play the mono blue. I've got it, sleeved up. The old version sleeved up, so I got to get some Theramanders.
Don't do that. Do not.
Don't like the...
Are you making any other changes?
So the card I wanted to play was the Sphinx, the Scry Sphinx.
Yeah, you don't get to play that.
I don't get to play that. Nobody's put that into a list yet.
No.
But I think you put the Terramanders in,
Hmm.
and you take out the Mistcloak Heralds.
Sure, I can see that.
Um,
You know what card is being taken out of these decks now?
Wizard's Retort. Or just a guess.
That was... no.
Okay.
Wizard's Retorts are still in. They've been shaved in numbers. Dive Down.
No
Dive
way.
Downs are being cut, yeah.
How can you play Curious Obsession and not Dive Down?
Don't know.
Makes no sense.
It makes sense.
Makes no sense.
Perfect sense.
Why? Explain it to me.
There's nothing to dive down. No dive downs. No down dives.
No downward dogs.
No downward dogs.
It's late. I'm drunk. I can't figure out. Are they the same person? I assure you, we are not the same person.
We might be different people.
We might be different people. So this background doesn't do any justice for us. Like, we look like floating heads because we're both wearing dark sweatshirts and have dark hair. So against a black background, we just look like, you know, floating little face objects.
This is my head floating.
Float around.
Yes. No, not the same people. Yes, dive downs are being cut.
All right, fantastic. I
don't know the logic there. I don't know the reasoning. I'm just seeing dive downs being cut.
I can't abide.
All right, well, don't abide, but that's what people are doing.
All right, fantastic.
The number one arena ranked fellow is playing mono blue.
Is he?
Yeah, almost exclusively. And it became a big thing 2 weeks ago, I think. Maybe it was last week. Can't keep track of the timetable. But he came out and was like, yeah, I'm number one Mythic. I've been playing mono blue the whole time. And then a whole bunch of people switched to mono blue.
Okay.
And then there was a little bit of backlash there where a bunch of people tried to switch to mono red to beat it.
Yep.
And then that started the cycle with Sultai coming back in. And
Sure.
so
Yeah.
it's interesting. I think we have a nice, interesting rotating format right now.
Yeah, I think the metagame's great. Anytime. So metagaming is wonderful. Like being able to pick a deck and having a deck that's like, okay, this is what beats that, but I have to watch out for these, and then you get to like switch your list up a little bit depending on what you think's out there. So like, say you're gonna play this Sultai deck because that beats the mono red deck. There's certain hedges you can make in that list to beat mono blue as well.
Yeah, it's if you're playing just, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of overlap between playing to beat mono red and mono blue.
Mm-hmm.
So early removal is really important to beat mono blue. You kind of want it to deal with mono red's threats, but I mean, if you're just killing a 2/2 for one, they had to work for. It's not particularly impressive.
Okay.
And then life gain against mono red is very good, but against mono blue, they're just gonna kind of truck you over.
Sure.
They don't really care about life gain. So very different approaches, and I think I like that in the aggro lists. There's not like one anti-aggro card. Like I'm going to run my Genju of the Fields to beat these aggro decks.
That card beat some aggro decks.
Yes, it did. Beat all kinds of aggro decks back in the day. And then the mono white decks are another thing. Well, the Azorius aggro decks are another thing.
Right.
Just super, super efficient creatures. Attacking every turn. They're not like reliant on any one particular creature, and they still have the counter backup that the blue deck has. So the spot removal is not great, life gain's not great, but sweepers are good against them. Whereas against the blue deck, like you're never going to resolve a sweeper. Against the red deck, they don't care.
Sure.
So interesting, very interesting.
Very interesting. It's one reason to love Standard right now.
Or one reason to hate Standard right now. But we'll get into that later. We've got like one match left. We're going to go check it out, come up with a new match for you next round, and we'll be back here soon.